Hey folks, today is Friday, August 22nd, 2025. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. It was a really busy week, so just jumping right in, let's talk about the first thing. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. PlayStation 5 prices are going up. Yes, we've talked about this already in the past. They've raised prices in other countries. All video game prices are going up. Other console manufacturers have raised their prices in certain places as well. And now for the United States, it looks like it's time for PS5. According to Sony, the prices are effective as of now. The PlayStation 5 is now $550. PS5 Pro is $750, and the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition is $500. So roughly $50 increase, and Sony basically straight up said in their PlayStation blog, and I quote, "Similar to many global businesses, we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment, and we've made the decision to increase the recommended retail price for the PlayStation 5 consoles in the US starting on August 21st. So yes, basically the same thing going on everywhere else right now. The economic climate, the Trump tariffs, prices are going to go up. The thing to note, though, the thing to look out for is that when companies have an opportunity to raise a price, it'll never come back down. So if tariffs change, things in the news change, the world economic climate changes, I think those prices could stay high for a while. We'll have to wait and see where this goes, though. Back in my day, consoles used to slowly lower in price over time, but we're in different territory right now. Now, in more positive news, Sekiro is making a return in a really interesting way. This was very exciting to see the official reveal for a Sekiro anime, and it's not just some like Netflix half anime adaptation type thing. This is the real deal, it looks like. This is Sekiro, No Defeat, and it's coming to Crunchyroll. This is in production, according to this news, and the series is dropping worldwide in 2026. And that's something to look forward to specifically because, I mean, look at it. It features the wolf, straight up, the guy, but also the fact that the art style, I think, is incredible. I think this looks awesome. It looks a little bit old school, but heavily inspired at the same time. Also worth noting, there was some conversation around some of it being AI generated, like generative AI being used for this art, but they put out a statement denying the use of any generative AI or anything like that. Quote, "The whole anime adaptation is fully hand-drawn 2D animation created by the talented teams at Kuzilla, Arch, and Kadokawa. We can confirm that no AI is being used in the creation or production of this anime." Now, that speculation came from the studio's previous works. They have done things with AI. They seem pretty excited about AI. I guess that's why people assumed. And again, we don't really know for sure until we see it for ourselves, but this statement, at least, them getting ahead of it and denying it, that's good at least. But I think this looks really cool, and I can't wait to watch it. And we don't usually talk about adaptations this early in the show, but with Sekiro, it just seemed cool. It's exciting enough that we wanted to mention it up top. But I mean, we might as well stick with this because on the other end of that, we have Splinter Cell Deathwatch. This is a Netflix animation with Ubisoft, and it's a new Splinter Cell thing. Not Michael Ironside as the voice of Sam Fisher, of course, but now Liev Schreiber, who I think is a decent choice, but I'd still rather just have Michael Ironside. It's so funny that this is just Ubisoft once again doing anything other than giving us a new game. That's kind of been the trend for not only Splinter Cell, but a lot of their properties lately. Still, I'm going to give this a shot, maybe out of just morbid curiosity. It's going for nostalgia with the sound effects and the goggle sound effects and stuff like that. But apparently this is releasing in October, and I'm just curious to see what the deal is. At the very least, I think old Sam Fisher here does look kind of cool. Hey, now before we keep going, this video is sponsored by Raycon. Now, you've probably heard that before. You probably already know about Raycon's everyday earbuds. They've mastered the earbuds game. They provide great quality tech that comes in at like half the price versus those other premium wireless audio brands, but they got something new here. Check out the Essential Open earbuds. So these actually have a featherlight open ear design. They pop right on, and I can't even feel that they're on. Like I said, all their earbuds are comfortable. They don't fall out, but this is like next level. I only just recently got them, but I like how, once again, it has a nice, small, handy dandy charging carrying case. I slip these things on. They're super easy. They stay on. There's no fuss. But also, because they're kind of like floating above my ear, I don't feel blocked out from the outside world. I've actually been wearing them to listen to music while I work a little bit, and they last. They've lasted like a whole shift. So I've been wearing Raycons for a while now for cost effectiveness, quality, reliability, durability, and I like that this is different. If you're looking for earbuds that move with you, whether you're commuting, working, or just living life, then the Essential Open earbuds are the way to go. If you want to check them out, click the link in the description down below or head to buyraycon.com/gameranxopen to get 20% off your order of essential open earbuds. Again, that's buyraycon.com/gameranxopen. Get it? Check it out. Link below. Big thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the news. Also, Gamescom is in full swing in Cologne, Germany. If you're there having fun, I hope you're having a blast. It is like the biggest gaming convention I've ever seen in my life. A lot of news coming out. The biggest thing was Jeff Keighley's ONL opening night live stream presentation. We have a whole dedicated video on all the news breaking that down. If you want to check that out, it will be linked down below. But the three big highlights, if you missed, I think, are Valor Mortis. This is a first-person Souls-like from the developers' words. That's what they're calling it. And this is from the people of behind Ghost Runner. But this looks insane. I love the art style. I love the creature design, the enemy, everything going on here just seems so awesome. Also, check out this new Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. They're doing another Batman Lego game, but it's like celebrating all the movies, the comic books, everything. And it kind of looks like it plays like a Batman Arkham game, combat and stuff wise. And that's cool. I'm definitely into this. Also, Game Science is working on a new game. The folks behind Black Myth Wukong are continuing their Chinese mythology Black Myth franchise, now with Black Myth Zhonghui. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right. I struggle, but yeah, it's once again continuing Chinese mythology stuff. Now you're playing as like this godlike guy, and it seems like this is probably a ways off, but we know that they were working on something, but now it's cool to have an official announcement trailer. Along with that, in like the overall Gamescom news and stuff like that, we got news from Team Cherry, the people behind Hollow Knight Silksong, and I am happy to confirm officially that Hollow Knight Silksong does have a release date. And it's really soon. It's September 4th. I'm technically going to be on vacation at that time, so Falcon will cover the before you buy, but you bet your ass we'll be getting our hands on that. Also, I didn't see this coming, but a new Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Check this out. This is going to have 6 maps, pilotable helicopters, patrol boats, like a whole tunnel system, and it's still sticking to that like hardcore realistic warfare that people really loved about the original Hell Let Loose. This is cool, and this is slated for 2026. Also, in terms of stuff coming out of Gamescom, I do have links for some gameplay you should check out if you're a Capcom fan. The big highlights, Resident Evil Requiem. There's gameplay out there now, first and third person, because you can switch. I linked GameSpot's video. I also played this, and I will be talking about this in other videos on my other channel soon, as well as Onimusha Way of the Sword. There's gameplay linked below for that. I did play this as well. I thought this was absolutely awesome. It's one of my most anticipated. And yeah, seems like Capcom's doing some interesting stuff. There's also Pragmata, which I have checked out. I still don't know what to make of that one, but it's different for sure. Also, in terms of like the Xbox PlayStation thing, it seems like the collaborations continue. The friendliness between what used to be bitter rivals continues now with this Helldivers 2 content update. So of course, we know Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox very soon, but also it's getting ODST content. Yes, Halo ODST has been mentioned officially. I think that's cool. Armor sets, weapons, stuff like that. Of course, there's a war bond you're going to pay for, but yeah, it's just cool to see all these people working together. I really wish, like, if Xbox is acknowledging ODST here officially, I would love to see a new ODST game, but it seems like we still need to wait a little bit longer before we hear something about the next Halo. And with Halo, speaking of Bungie, sort of, some news. Bungie, the big legendary studio behind, of course, Halo, that eventually went on to make Destiny, was acquired by Sony. Well, their head, who has been steering the ship for quite some time, as CEO since 2015, Pete Parsons, is stepping down. He was their chief operating officer since 2022, and then in 2016, he became the CEO. He's being replaced by somebody already internally at Bungie, and now people are looking at all of this and being like, oh, exec change up. Does this mean Destiny's going to get better? Look, no way to know for sure. These changes, the shifts, like it takes a long time for stuff to come to fruition, but I just thought that was interesting inside baseball that some of you guys would want to know about. If you want to read up on it, everything I talk about, of course, all the sources linked down below. In some other development news, pretty interesting, we talked a week or so ago about the troubles with Bioshock. Apparently, Take-Two, 2K are having trouble really figuring out this next Bioshock that has been in development for quite some time. Apparently, recently, it failed to impress leadership, and they went back to the drawing board with story stuff. Since then, more reporting has come out from Bloomberg that the studio has received significant layoffs. which is unfortunate. You know, our hearts go out to those folks looking for new jobs. But along with that, they also brought in Rod Fergusson, which is wild because Rod Fergusson is often known as a closer or a fixer, a guy who comes in and steers a project, gets it going, and gets it out the door. He's done it before with a lot of other things. He's worked on the Gears of War franchise. He hopped on Diablo with Diablo 4. Now he's jumping on this new Bioshock. This is significant because he also jumped in towards the end of Bioshock Infinite and helped get that shipped. So once again, he's back. He's probably getting a fat paycheck for it, but I also just think it's one of those things like just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. So hopefully we'll see a new Bioshock sometime this century. Also, in terms of game releases this week, a few things I wanted to highlight. Sword of the Sea, the next game from the people behind Journey, Abzu, among other things, as well as The Pathless. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Also, Voidbreaker, the more indie but chaotic first-person shooter. This looks really promising. I've been looking at this one for a while. Also, Rogue Prince of Persia hit 1.0. It's got a full release now. This is basically what if Prince of Persia Dead Cells. It's like from a lot of those people. And I can't believe Ubisoft just like put this out so quietly because I played the early access. I absolutely freaking loved it. So now it's out. I hope it gets more traction because it is a legitimately good, fun game. I know we've had two 2D Prince of Persia games back to back, but this one is cool, for real. And last but certainly not least, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I've been playing this for quite some time. I put out the Before You Buy It review video. Ultimately, it's pretty good. It's a safe remake. They didn't screw anything up. They didn't cut any content, censor anything, change anything too much. Some people think it's just kind of a glorified reskin. I get it. It also has some performance issues. The frame rate is not rock solid, but I'm just happy that the characters, the game, the story are faithfully represented here. Whether or not it's for you, whether you want to buy a PS2 game with better graphics for $70, of course, that's up to you, but I recommend you checking it out at some point. Look, I was waiting for Konami to like screw up the Metal Gear franchise, you know, without Hideo Kojima and Kojima's original team. Like, okay, a safe remake, I'll take it. It's fine. They didn't screw anything up. I don't want them to go make like Metal Gear Solid 6 or something like that. But anyway, I digress. I'll be talking about Metal Gear Solid a lot more on my channel. And again, check out the Before You Buy if you want all the details linked below. But that's it for the gaming news this week. So let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what you're thinking about in terms of all this game stuff. Gamescom highlights. What did you really enjoy? There were other presentations besides Jeff Keighley's, so like let me know what really caught your eye, because there were quite a few games announced. Let me know what you think about the Xbox, Halo, and Helldivers 2 crossover. Let me know what you think about this Sekiro anime business. And were you waiting to buy a PS5 and suddenly the price went up? Let's talk about any of this stuff down in the comments. Hit us up. If you like this video, clicking the like button helps us out. We really appreciate that. And if you're new, consider subscribing because we put out videos every single day. You heard me like exasperated as I say that. But yeah, all I ask now is you have a great weekend. Be safe. I'm Jake Baldino. Pizza's on me. See ya.